Okay. Um, we are gonna talk about the Brown University shooting, if we may. Um, I cannot go on YouTube for some strange reason. I have no idea why. I can make a video on YouTube, but it will not have audio. So I'm putting this on Rumble, probably Instagram, X, if I can do that. Okay. Now, we're gonna detour a little bit before the Brown situation. I think I mentioned several times that there was an actress, it was like a Z-list actress. She's friends with Danielle Harris, and I was a fan of Danielle Harris for many years. I unfollowed her because of this woman. This woman is one of the nastiest women I've ever seen in my entire life. Now, a few years ago, her daughter was the victim of a school shooting. Now, this school was called Saugus, I think, or Sagas, or something like that in California. There was a boy. He was the boy. The boy's parents told them their sons to be like him, and the girl's parents told their daughters to date him. Okay, he was not the typical guy for this, you know what I mean? He was the sweet, innocent little boy. His father was a convicted felon, who knows why, and the government did not take the father's guns away. The father passed away for some reason, I have no idea why, and the boy gained access to the guns. One of the guns was a 45 ACP 45 ACP 1911 style 80 low receiver. You know, you buy the 80% low, yeah. Now you know why they're banned in some states. And he brings it to school, and he shoots 4 students and then kills himself. This school was the school that was ready. They had an armed guard, but he made sure the armed guard was on the other side of the building when he did the shooting. They had perimeter fences, they had shooter drills, they had a first aid kit in every classroom. They were ready. And that might have been why they casualties were reduced. Prime example. The actress's daughter gets hit in the stomach with a 45 ACP. Somewhere, not directly in the stomach itself, but in this region. A young girl runs into the hallway, pulls her into a classroom. They get out the first aid kit, which was there already, obviously, and they actually stabilize her and save her life. 2 die, 2 live. Plus the shooter kills himself. Several years later, I'm following a girl who's a pro-life advocate. She got pregnant as a teen, and she chose life, and she's a pro-life advocate. By mere coincidence, she is the girl that saved this girl's life. Now, she gets pregnant and chooses life. The girl she saved, her mother disowns her because she won't get an abortion. So this young lady saved your daughter from being murdered. And now, because she won't murder her son in the womb, you disown her. And this woman, the actress, was like, we need late-term abortion because some babies are unwanted and unloved. Okay, well, the shooter said your daughter was unloved. So you're saying about all unborn babies exactly what he said about your daughter and her friends. And you disown the woman, the young lady who saved your daughter's life. Having saved like 27 lives myself, most of them children, I was horrified to hear that. And this woman also wants Second Amendment revoked. She's like a fucking total, like she shames gun owners. Why do you need a gun? Like she shames them. Horrible person. Cruel. Now her daughter goes to Brown. The daughter is not within 1,000 yards of the shooting. He just happens to go to the campus. There's a beef. This guy comes to campus. He goes into a study hall area, shoots 11 people, 9 die, no, 9 live, 2 die. He goes to MIT, kills a professor there. The hunt is on, he kills himself. And the prime suspect is a homeless guy that security did not know was living in the basement of the campus. Ironically, the homeless guy ends up being the one to help crack the case. So at one point you got a homeless guy living on the campus, you don't know about him, but also he ends up being the good guy. How funny is that? But it's true. Similar to the Charlie Kirk shooting, the shooter is found identified mostly by surveillance cameras and Ring doorbell cameras from the neighborhood. Brown University has very few surveillance cameras and very few locations, and it is the lowest quality camera you can buy. Like the absolute cheapest bullshit you can find on the market. Now, Brown costs about $95,000 a year for tuition. They don't award sports scholarships, only academic scholarships. But whether you're paying yourself, whether your scholarship is paying for you, one way or another, you're not going to Brown unless you have $95,000 a year. To put that into perspective, how many married couples combined don't make that in a year? Okay. Their president makes $3 million a year. Between tuition from students, $95,000 per student, between donations from the alumni, because don't forget, alumni donate to the local colleges. And in Brown's case, has a lot of other high-end schools. We have doctors, lawyers, corporate executives, captains of industry, and they donate massively. Plus Brown gets taxpayer money. So Brown's income is on average about $8 billion a year. And they were worried about their DEI programs being cut. They're worried about funding for this diversity bullshit that they're doing. And they didn't give a shit about school security. And there was a woman on Fox News who was a security expert. A lot of FBI agents, police officers, when they retire, they become security consultants. They may get paid by case-by-case basis. They may volunteer, and they go into schools and they say, you need this, you need that, you need this, you need that. And the school has to say, good idea, bad idea, I like it, I don't like it. And some of these experts that I've heard in the past couple of years have been terrified by how lax security is. This door is wide open, and it leads from the street into the school. Well, it's hot out. There's no surveillance camera there. That's not locked. There's no guard there. I mean, just bullshit. And they say a lot of schools, and the security expert said it about Brown, a lot of schools, the first thing they cut is security. Well, in an era where school shootings are rampant, that's not a good idea. Brown could afford to have the same surveillance cameras that the CIA has, but they don't. Brown could afford to have more campus security, more campus police, but they don't. Brown could afford to look in the basement every once in a while to see if there's a homeless guy living there, but they don't. Disney World started checking bags after 9/11. Prior to 9/11, you could have went to Disney World with a duffel bag, was right in. But now, bags over there for security, bag check. And over here, no bags, you walk past the security guard, and more often than not, what's that in your pocket, sir? It's my glasses case. Can I see it, please? Okay, open it up, please. There you go. What's that, sir? My camera. Okay, can I see it, please? Yes, you can. Fine. I have the cargo pants, the shorts. So you can, yeah, the Black Hawk, 511. I have little pockets and shit. Then one day they had metal detectors. Epcot is the only park with a back door and a front door. All the parks are front door only. My first timeshare, there's like 5 hotels by a lake. You walk to Epcot through the back door. My new timeshare, you take the cable car in, and you get dropped off right outside Epcot's back door. They had metal detectors at Epcot, the back door, everyone went through it. Put the keys in the wallet and the fucking thing, and the thing walked through like an airport. Okay, fine. The front door at Epcot and all the other front entrances, random. You, metal detector. You, metal detector. My mother one time walked past the security guard, stopped for 10 seconds, and then said, "Oh, metal detector." And the guard said, "You stop here and then metal detector. That's the rule." Okay. One time I went in and had my glasses case in this pocket, my wallet in this pocket, my phone clipped here, my camera there, because it was before you had this smart. Okay. What's that, sir? This. What's that, sir? This. What's the, I like my pockets are full. Another guard came over, he thought being a smart ass. "You know what, sir? Go to the metal detector," like a real asshole. Nowadays in Disney World, they have a special metal detector. And my younger niece, they know she went through last time at Disney's outside marketplace. It's a wider metal detector. Like, you know how a metal detector is like this space? This detector is like from this wall to that wall. Wide open space. And the detector will not pick up keys, phones, and cameras. It will only pick up knives and guns. Cool, right? That way, you don't have to worry about taking everyone's fucking pockets out, empty this, empty that, because that would take all day. Every single person in the park walks right past this thing. The guard is standing right there. Good, 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 over there. Good, 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 over there. Good, 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 over there. Okay, no problem. It takes 10 seconds to search 20 people. Brown could have that. That way, instead of having, when you walk to the door, instead of having, give me your cell phone, give me your keys, give me your camera, give me your iPad, give me your laptop, give me this bullshit. You can just walk right through. And if necessary, open the bag, pull out the bag, walk right through. Most colleges allow pocket knives. Trust me, I know this. Okay, if Brown allows pocket knives, guard stands over here, pocket knife in the tray, walk through the detector, hand it back to me. If not, ban them. Okay, whatever. And that will be a good way of doing things. Now that metal detector is expensive, but you have that kind of money. And yeah, that's the problem. And some people were saying that the suspect killed the guy at MIT because the hunt fan was taking so long. If the hunt lasted quicker, they might be able to capture him. Now, and obviously the girl who survived the shooting, the bitch mother, I don't want to attack this girl. This girl watched her best friend die. This girl watched another person die. And this girl almost died herself with another friend. I don't want to go after her. I don't. I'm not evil. Okay, I have some barriers. So I politely told her what I'm telling you. Maybe because she's like, we need more laws. Okay, good. It's against the law to bring a gun to a campus. It's against the law to kill somebody. Okay, I mean, how many laws? And it was a 9mm handgun. I don't know the make and model law. It was 9mm. How many laws you want? How many laws don't work? Tell me the law that's going to stop a guy from going to campus and shooting somebody. You don't need a law written in the books. You need a security apparatus. And I think the Brown president should have resigned or been forced by the student body. And I think that they should sue the school. And I'm sick and tired of these fucking schools. And there were people that were saying, my baby's elementary school has more security than this university. Okay? That's the problem. You don't think it'll happen, but it will. On the Titanic, Thomas Andrews, the designer, he said we could easily afford to, and we have space to double lifeboats. And someone who is believed to be Bruce Ismay, sorry he is, said we don't need that many lifeboats. We're good where we are. What happened? A, lifeboats without half empty, which is the crew's fault, and B, there weren't enough lifeboats, which is the old law's fault for not being updated and therefore for not making more room. Don't ever think, there was an episode of The Simpsons when he's reviewing the B, remember The Simpsons from the old school, the B Sharps, they find an album at a flea market. And at the flea market, they find an album, the B Sharps. Dad, that's you, Principal Skinner, Apu, and Barney? Well, as they're driving home, and Homer tells the story of the episode, obviously you're going to watch it. Homer says, I made some money. I sold the guy our spare tire. And he got a flat tire. And Marge walked like 5 miles to a gas station. Yeah, bullshit. So don't sell your spare tire, okay? Don't buy less fire extinguishers. Don't buy less surveillance cameras. And don't cut down the sprinkler system. Case in point, the Towering Inferno, a fictional story. Paul Newman, the architect, tells William Holder, the engineer, because this building is so sophisticated, we need the highest grade electrical wiring, the highest grade plumbing, the highest grade sprinklers, the highest grade everything. The building is built, and they realized that William Holden cut down on expenses and got the lowest grade wiring mandated by law, the lowest grade piping mandated by law, the lowest grade sprinklers mandated by law. You got the lowest grade you could possibly get. What result? Electrical wiring overheated, caused a fire. Sprinklers failed. Fire doors weren't sealed. And a little fire became a massive fire. That's a fictional story, but it underlines the point. Do not cut your security in any way, whether it's a surveillance camera, a security guard, a metal detector, a locked door, a fire extinguisher, a sprinkler system. If you a lifeboat, if you compromise your security, you will find out the hard way. I would much rather have this and never need it. You know, when I got a tourniquet, my mother said, what the fuck need that for? You know what I told her? The last two things that you told me I didn't need, I ended up using. One was a glass breaker, one was a fire extinguisher. Thank you.